We'll have to see. Anyway, let's tell these players to get ready.
Oh,
I forgot to update
actually,
everything.
are these settings correct? You're just pointing out that Alex just lost to Mark.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, good catch. I'll tell the judge.
Yeah. In the meantime, we're starting out with on our left is Bjorn. The names are not updated yet.
Yeah, I'll update the names
Um,
if you can.
yeah, sure.
You can
And
tell.
Bjorn is on Bug, Sultai, mid-range control-ish file. And on the right-hand side, the name is actually correct as well as the deck list. So we have a good old control versus Dev in Texas. So brace yourselves. We're probably going to be here for a while.
We have beans.
Bjorn is on a beanie deck with Witherbloom command, and it's just straight up Sultai. Deck list looks pretty cool. Curious to see how it plays out. What do you think is favored in a matchup like this?
It kind of depends on how willing the control player is to win against creature decks. If the control player shows enough respect and plays adequate removal, I think it should be favored. Now, given that it's a bean list, that also kind of helps because
Yes.
that pretty much guarantees that the removal is at least going to be able to hit creatures, I think.
Yeah, the removal in Bjorn's deck is Fatal Push, Witherbloom Command,
Oh, very
Shelter's
relevant here.
Edict, Orcish Bowmaster, which is also really relevant against that in Texas.
Yeah.
And Murderous Cut, which is usually not a great card, but with beans it is. So on the threat side, the only way that Bjorn can actually close out the game is Orcish Bowmaster and Murktide Regent. So the deck is pretty threat light. There's 4 of each of those threats in the deck. But he would have to save his counter magic for potential removal, because I think Mark's deck has more removal than Bjorn has threats in the deck. So there's
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
And here's Thalia,
Also, just
everybody's favorite. Whatever.
the Thalia also very relevant against all the
Yeah.
1-mana interaction spells.
Yeah, that's and Bjorn recognizes this and forces the Thalia as well. I think that's correct.
But yeah, I imagine Witherbloom Command is going to be a very, very big deal in this matchup.
Yeah, and interestingly, I think I wasn't really paying attention, but I think that's the way that Murktide ended up in the graveyard as well.
Oh, right, just mill yourself, pick up a land.
Yeah. So that's one threat gone. But here's Beans.
Bean's also probably gonna help a lot. Try and churn through the deck a little. I think the way Bjorn wins this is just through volume, first and foremost.
Yeah. Here's a brainstorm for Bjorn. Did he find land? Yeah. Wasteland? Yeah. It doesn't really classify as land, does it? Could get rid of this port, by the way. That might be interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting that both players actually get a lot of value out of Wasteland.
Yeah,
Like an actual a lot of value. With Mark pressuring the mana as is, like with Rashad and Ports and Talias and stuff, but Bjorn being able to recycle his wasteland with Bloom command as well as a one of life from the loam, because of
yeah.
course all these lists play the one of life from the loam. Actually, interestingly enough, no Euro for Bjorn here.
I think he decided to do the deck building on uh, lean heavily on the beans in the deck building process. Question in the chat: is there any Doomsday in the tournament? Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
There's Marat playing 4-color Doomsday, like the deck made famous by Mark Tobish and the Eternal Weekend tournaments.
Yeah, and he is currently 2-1 in round 4.
Right.
Playing what is it? He's playing against the Green Post against Alex. Yeah, very good showing from Doomsday as well. The only loss against Mark here against Death and Taxes, which again was a really close match. Once it's up on YouTube, I definitely recommend it. It's a great match.
Bjorn is facing a real problem here. There is 3 black cards in his hand, and I don't think there is a black land in his hand. No, there's not, and also no way of getting it.
Yeah.
No way of shuffling the library.
You know, a life from the loam would be great here.
Yeah, is it in his deck?
Yeah,
one
he plays the one.
Cool.
Yeah, it's too good not to. Murktide
It is a
Region coming
big
down.
threat. Yeah.
It's also a threat that requires a very specific answer. Which, worth mentioning, Mark only has 1 Solitude.
Yeah, that's true. There is also for short plowshares though, and of course another flicker wisp would decrease the size of the Murktide significantly.
True. So not a threat that can't be overcome, but also looks like Mark is holding Swords to Plowshares, so I think this Murktide is not gonna do all that much here.
Yeah, it's the greatest time as any.
It's gonna get a bunch of life, which is not irrelevant.
Yeah, that's true. That significantly decreases the clock.
Yeah, for sure.
And in the meantime, interestingly, our Lord of the Rings farmers are still on the sidebar in the Battle of Bywater. Here we go. Here's like Wisp.
The Battle of Bywater
might actually be good in this matchup.
I think it's just good enough.
Yeah, it's
not ideal, but it's it does clear some orcs and some orc armies, and that's pretty much it.
some orcs. It doesn't deal with Bowmaster, does it?
Oh no, it doesn't. No,
just a Murktide
no,
and some big armies. If you're no,
yeah, no,
big armies are well very unlikely in this matchup.
Yeah, we're not gonna see any big armies. It's just Murktide. No, I don't like the battle actually. I take it back.
No, me neither. Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, it's not like Mark needs it. Like again, he has more removal than Bjorn has threats.
Yes.
As we see a small murky here.
Yeah, and after Sideburn, you have Rest in Peace, which is absolutely devastating for a deck like this.
Bjorn down to 6 is gonna have to start blocking next turn, and even then doesn't have a lot of time left. Is still stuck on not having any black mana. Pretty sure that is.
There is Skyclave. Wow.
Okay, yeah, that's going to
Yeah,
get
Bjorn
him.
said it enough. Yeah, recognizes that there isn't really a way to come back from this position, and scoops him up. Just goes to the second game, and
Yeah, I think there's plenty to be had in the second game, so that's fine. Speaking of second game, not a whole lot of things, but the things that are there for Bjorn are pretty relevant. We have one Fatal Push, one Plague Engineer, and one Pernicious Deed is probably the...
that's really good stuff.
Like, those all sound kind of great, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, and all the other cards are just not worth it, I guess.
Yeah, like, Veil of Summer does nothing. Thoughtseize is not
Um,
really what you want to be doing here. Force of Vigor might be worth bringing. I mean, we saw Alex do it last game, so
yeah,
so maybe Leovold. Sure, if you're gonna play around removal, if you really want to play more threats, but it's more of a control card, right?
Mhm.
Energy Flux is not great. Flusterstorm does nothing. Spellbomb does nothing. Carpet of Flowers does nothing. Surgical Extraction does pretty much nothing here. So nice clean, just a removal spell, a board wipe, and a Plague Engineer. Maybe Force a Figure. I don't hate it.
yeah. From Mark's side, it's much more interesting because there's Path to Exile, just one of them, one Solitude, to Rest in Peace, maybe Council's Judgment. We just decided that the Battle of Bywater is not worth it. How do you feel about Gravedigger's Cage? I mean, the only thing it really stops is like Loam stuff like that, and I don't think as a Death and Texas player you're really afraid of Wasteland or something like that. So
I mean, the thing is, you don't actually play the Wasteland from the graveyard, right? You put it in your hand and then you play it. So I don't think Graphic Escape
oh
even
right,
does. Does it do anything? Because there's also no
no,
Uro.
no, you're right. Doesn't do anything. I'm just being stupid. Um, yeah, then it's I guess it's back to Exile Solitude and Rest in Peace then.
Maybe Council's Judgment.
Oh yeah, that too.
How do we feel about Cataclysm?
Um,
Let me bring it up.
Cataclysm. I don't think Bjorn goes all that wide. So if you're Cataclysm in, is that a word? Into something like you have a Caldra and Bjorn has a Murktide, then I don't think that's where you want to be.
I mean, I'm thinking more
But
as I remove your only threat and then I remove all your lands while I still have like a
yeah,
Cauldron in play.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think
'Cause-
most of the times Bjorn doesn't have a threat in play at all. So
yeah, exactly. Like your plan is already to just keep Bjorn off of anything on the field.
yeah,
Anyway,
makes sense.
the only reason why you wouldn't is if you're scared of the fact that Bjorn is playing a beans list, which could be kind of scary because you keep at least one of your beanstalks and then you have a bunch of low-costed spells that could be
Yeah,
potentially very scary. But I can see that going either way. Because it is a must answer, pretty much. It's a force check.
Speaking of council's judgment, which was also in the sideboard, I remember paying 20 euros for a council's judgment in 2018.
Yeah, this was once one of the best cards in Legacy, pretty much. I mean, it was the only
For a
answer.
period of like a year and a half.
It was like the only
Yeah.
answer against one
Brune
of
Nemesis.
one of the only.
Yeah.
Ja, veel. Oké, cheers. Dankjewel. Ik had hem helemaal klaargelegd hier en ik was hem echt glad vergeten toen we begonnen. Zo gaat het goed.
I think they forgot to turn on the timer. We have a bit of overlap between rounds. Our judge decided to start rounds in advance, like when players are ready, just manually pair them up to give us a chance of maybe finishing a little earlier. Hopefully before Eternal Weekend.
Yeah, it would be nice to ship the chat straight to Eternal Weekend. Just have a Paper Legacy marathon.
Yeah.
Although I'm not sure if Eternal Weekend starts with Legacy today, because the Vintage Top 8 is also being played today, I think.
Oh, that's a good question, actually. I don't know either.
I didn't get to finish the Legacy stream yesterday because it was getting quite late, and we're of course in Western Europe. So yeah, I'm looking forward to checking that out this week. So much Paper Legacy going on. Good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, like Legacy this year has been insane. Between the European Legacy Masters, we have 3 Eternal Weekends with NA being over 1,000 players. Like,
Oh yeah,
like Legacy is alive and it's thriving, and it's great. You love to see it.
absolutely. Yeah, I think it's actually really growing too. Ooh, Marcus deciding whether to play Stoneforge Mystic or Rest in Peace this turn. Yeah, I think Rest in Peace might be the right call.
Yeah.
Bjorn decides he doesn't care.
I mean, Mark doesn't see his hand, of course, but there are a lot of cards that Bjorn plays that do care about the graveyard, like the Widowbloom command that we saw.
Yeah, and I think Widowbloom Command deals with Rest in Peace as well, right?
Yeah, true. But that does mean that you don't get the Misty Rainforest back, or any land for that matter.
Yeah, true. Luckily, he still has at least one land in hand. There we go.
Wacht even, uitzoomen. Ja, ja, daarom. Heb je heel even? Wilde deze kast even een vraagje?
Oh, we have a judge call about sequencing or something, probably.
Yeah, I think he's wondering about
Yeah.
whether or not Rest in Peace is in play when
When
the
the mill occurs.
yeah. And if I recall, the mill happens first and then it dies. Yeah, because modal cards resolve in the order that the text is printed. Fun fact.
Cool. I did not know that. And in fact, this is one of these rulings I just, but whenever this occurs, I just scrolled
Yeah, fair
or
enough.
any other judge.
Yeah,
Like every time again, time and time again. Like there are rules like Triad Arbor under Blood Moon. I think I've called a judge on it like at least 10 times, and I still don't know how it works because I don't really listen. That's
in
that's
my
just player life, right?
in my head, I want to say it's a Green Mountain, but
But is it a creature? I think so. But
yeah, I think it doesn't remove super types. I think is
No, I
the
think so too. But to be sure, I just call it a judge every time.
fair enough. It's like that's what they're for.
Yeah.
Doordat heel erg.
To just have the same question be asked over and over and over again. I mean, that's
They
what you
love
sign
it.
up for,
They
right?
love
When you're a
it.
judge.
Yeah.
um. So Mark is again kind of starved on lands.
Ga je heen?
Ja, 14. En je draw. Ja, je kunt draw. En dan after you draw, you draw still.
Yeah.
Green mana.
And also, this is just kind of the kind of hand where Desmond Texas doesn't have Ether Vial, and then it looks like kind of a mopey mid-range deck that doesn't
Yeah.
really impress. You know?
I think we can ask one also. It's a May, so I don't know. Because that depends on how that connects.
Yeah, this is if I would play Devon Texas, I would be afraid of this scenario every game.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not even a bad position. I just don't know. It looks bad, but
Oh,
it's not like Bjorn is doing a lot of things. So the bird type will come down next turn.
I mean, Bjorn is doing things. He has 2 creatures,
Yeah.
and if he decides to, he can just take his foot off the gas and wait for a bit. He has a beanstalk, so he can maybe start drawing some cards here.
Yeah, bird type is probably coming next turn. So
And like,
I would assume.
if it's the long game here, I think it's definitely going to Bjorn. Like, Mark definitely still has game in the long, but Beans is just made for grinding.
Don't you love it?
Oh, I love me some beans.
What is your favorite kind of bean to eat?
Uh,
I'm Rob Lower.
okay. This is gonna sound like heresy, but I'm actually not that big into beans.
Like any bean?
Well, I mean, I haven't actually had like the English breakfast yet. Maybe I like that one, but usually my problem with beans is there's a lot of starch in them, which makes them like really potatoey, and I hate potatoes.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like there's something about that starchy texture that I don't like it.
I see. Okay. Not a bean lover.
I'm also not a potato lover. While we're on it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Is a potato a bean? It isn't, right?
Okay, I don't know. I'm just pulling this out of my ass, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're like in the same family of plants, because they do like they're both like root vegetables, right? Are they vegetables?
I think beans are.
I,
Some beans. I'm not sure. Does Chad have anything brilliant to say about this? English breakfast is not that great. Eat it multiple times a month and it's not special.
fair
I
enough.
disagree. But I do like potatoes and beans and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I think English breakfast is great. It's just it's like a kick in the stomach, though.
I will say I love the idea of breakfast, eggs, sausage, bacon. Like those 3 already. That's like my dream breakfast already. So
That's a holy trinity.
oh, like and maybe some beans and some tomato sauce isn't that bad. Like I just haven't tried it. Never tried it.
I was told last year I went to England and I met someone on the train who told me how to eat English breakfast, and you're supposed to put the beans on toast.
Yeah, that.
So I tried that. I didn't know that, and I tried it and I really liked it. So yeah, that's points for England in my house.
Fair enough. And like, if it's a good tomato sauce, then that also helps, right?
Yeah, that really helps. Yeah. I think it kind of depends whether you like breakfast or not.
English bacon is thicker. Oh, I don't hate the sound of that. Like, maybe you have a bit more of a fatty edge on it. Yeah, I don't mind that if it's properly cooked. Yeah. Like a nice-
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh, and we're seeing an
Oh.
extraction specialist here. I think. Getting back to the game after a
Ooh,
very large detour about British food and beans in particular.
I mean, beans is on point. Like, if you're talking about beans, you're talking about legacy, right?
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. So it looks like if in the chat the god of the underworld is being force fed beans by his British girlfriend. That's interesting.
That's like both the worst way to say that and the best way. Yes. Also, like, now I have this image of a dude just being tied to a chair, being forced to eat beans and bacon.
Yikes.
And somehow that's also just like the worst thing possible and the best thing possible. Like, context, man. Okay.
I'm really confused if expanding on this topic gets us viewers or loses us viewers. But yeah,
We're here. We're about to find out.
yeah.
So we have a batter skull. We have a batter skull. Okay.
That's cool stuff.
I
Looks like Mark wants to center the bleeding a little bit, and realistically is trying to preemptively deal with removal because he can actually hardcast the batter skull.
honestly, I almost forgot that card even exists. Like, I'm not a burn player. I don't have to worry about batter skull.
Batter skull, yeah. No, I just really fundamentally dislike Stoneforge Mystic, so I don't even own equipments. That's not really true. I do think I have 2 Shukos. But yeah.
Fair enough. Oh, I think somebody got food.
The extraction specialist, could we get that up? I think it gets something back from the graveyard for as long as it's there or something.
We got the Stoneforge Mystic back, right? Because it got forced the first time, and then it resolved the second time. We got the Batter Skull. That's what happened.
Yeah, so the extraction specialist got back to Stoneforge Mystic, and it remains in play as long as extraction specialist is there. Is that how it works? And it's got lifelink, I think.
No, it can't attack or block for as long as you control an extraction specialist.
So close.
So then the specialist dies, and then you can block with a Stoneforge Mystic. But it's a Stoneforge Mystic. Like, you activate it, you put artifacts into play. It's great.
This is a cool card.
Yeah, it's a really interesting card for sure. I think it's a one-off, right? Yeah, it's a one-off.
Let me check. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because you can find it off the recruiter, right?
I would assume so.
Oh yeah,
It's a
toughness, yeah.
3/2. It's a 3/2, I think.
Yeah.
Cool. So interestingly, I was just thinking about the Batter Skull. I think also Mark has the Umezawa's GT in his deck, which
yes,
would be very much able to deal with the Master blockers. How do you feel about putting Batter Skull in?
I love Batter Skull. Like, Batter Skull just goes face. Like you just put it in and
Yeah.
you attack. In fact, we don't know the last card in Mark's hand. I just by definition assume that it's Cauldron. Oh no, it's a Flicker Wisp.
It's
Okay.
Flicker Wisp.
Interesting.
Flicker Wisp can resize the Murktide region, like we saw last game. But it can also just slam the Better Skull, and you can do both, right? It's got a Caracas in hand. Yeah, I think I can do both. There we go.
Oh no, it's gonna go for the Murktide.
Yeah.
Yeah, that also makes sense because now you just have the Better Skull as the apex predator, as it were, on the field.
Yeah. And Bjorn's hand is Witherbloom and I think either Soren's Ransom or Lorien Revealed. He's got these. I think it's Lorien Revealed. This tournament is quite a Fellowship of the Ring.
Wow.
Good stuff.
Oh yes. Speaking of, if we're gonna talk about Lord of the Rings cards, where is the ransom? There we go. Bjorn
Yeah.
is playing Sauron's Ransom as a.
Very, very cool card. I wouldn't know in what deck I would play this card, but yeah, I bought a couple of them as well. I think it's really cool card design.
I remember last Bizarre Boxes. Michel spent a lot of time on coverage playing Esper Temptations, as it's
Oh
called.
yeah, that was such a cool deck. Yeah.
Just bunch of small creatures. You make one of them legendary, and then you get value out of the being tempted.
Yeah, that's cool stuff.
Oh yeah, Scam a lot of the time plays too.
Yeah, I considered that, but I hate grief. I think I've said a lot about hating cards today. Why don't we talk a little bit about which cards we love? What cards do you love?
Chaos Defiler.
Oh, good stuff.
And
Just Chaos Defiler?
I mean that's the first thing that came to mind because I've been playing a lot of Painter recently. Like I love Niv Mizzet. I have my eyes open for the new
Yeah.
Niv Mizzet from the Murders at Call of Banner?
Don't know what.
Murders at Karlov Manor. I think it's the new
The set
standard
that's
set.
coming.
Yeah.
Is there a mist coming?
They announced that there is going to be a Niv Mizzet. They haven't actually shown it yet, so your guess is as good as mine.
Interesting.
Not great with Caracas. I mean, that works both ways, right? Because the Esper Temptations deck also plays what's it called?
Sandwich, the great
It plays Baleful
South
Strix.
Target.
So if you bounce the Baleful Strix with a Caracas, then I don't
Oh.
know.
Right. Yeah.
That sounds great. I like that.
I mean, opposing Caracas. Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Like just put
Yeah.
it on the thing that they least want to put in your hand.
Yeah.
Put it on a Bowmaster. Just put it back into play, and then the army gets bigger. Just
I haven't really played with the card yet. I haven't even played with the mechanic, the ring yet, but I do keep forgetting that ring bearers become legendary.
yeah, which
That's cool stuff.
it could be a downside, but it could also definitely be an upside that they're legendary. For sure. Also, do you remember what I was talking about with Death and Taxes board stalls?
Yeah. This is one.
Yeah, we're kind of getting into that
Oh,
that part
and look
again.
at that. There is the most feared equipment of the current Dev and Texas list, I think.
Yeah, but it might be a little late. Like I'm not gonna lie, because Marcus at 10, Bjorn is still at 22.
Oh, Bjorn is actually double blocking the extraction specialist to get rid of it.
Fair enough. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
Just get 3 power off the field.
yeah. Mark does, however, gain a bunch of life.
And I mean, in this matchup, Bowmasters really only has an ETB effect. Like, let's be honest. Like, you're not expecting Mark to draw any cards here. And I kind of feel like this buck list doesn't draw that many cards off the beanstalk.
No, I'm. Oh, I agree.
Like,
I'm fascinated by the deck, and
yeah, it's a Pokimoki
Yeah.
deck, right?
probably this looks like something Pokimoki would put together.
I think it's one of his lists.
That guy's a sucker for with a loop command as well.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, look, Childred's Edict, forcing Mark to sacrifice a token.
Oh, no more Culture Germ.
No,
But we do have enough mana to equip the Batter Skull, so we at least have a recruiter of the card that's kind of chunky.
yeah, that's a big boy. Are we seeing a 5-mana draw for this turn in Lorien revealed? No.
No.
Apparently there's something reactive in there.
That would be great. Like,
I know I would do it, even if it's bad. Who doesn't love drawing cards?
well, I mean, we kind of need to do something here, right? Because now, again, we get into that point where the Batter Skull just bigger than the Murktide because of the Flicker Wisp all those turns ago.
Yep.
And Mark is gaining a bunch of life, slowly getting out of range to do anything.
Oh, we got something.
Murderous
Guts. Nice.
He was
This
was
is good.
he was keeping his mana for the Murderous Cut because he couldn't guarantee the Lorien revealed and the Murderous Cut.
And this also grows the Murktide.
Right, because the Delve.
If Bjorn thinks of that. I think he's missing it. Yeah. That's too bad.
I mean, we can probably send shoot a message to the judge.
Yeah. Ah, here it is. The 5-mana draw 4.
Okay, so that Murktide region should be a little bigger, but
Yeah, I don't know what it at least delved one fatal push. I think.
yeah, I think it might have been something else as well.
Yeah, judge just pointing out that if Bjorn missed it, then he just missed it because it's a trigger that he needs to remind himself of. And I think there is Sovereign's Ransom in this ponder.
Oh yeah, the ponder's there. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's Wasteland, Polluted Delta, and a Soren's Ransom. Which the Wasteland is a bit on the late side. Polluted Delta is not that necessary, I think, but looks like he does keep it.
Yeah.
Oh, we actually drew the Wasteland as well. Interesting.
That's cool.
Actually values the Wasteland here. Is he maybe scared of Mark getting up to 7 mana and equipping the Cauldron?
I know I would.
Yeah, that's potentially a very realistic thing to be scared of.
Er zijn we weer.
This is also pretty annoying. This could get rid of the Cauldron as well, and yeah,
Yeah, it resets the Cauldron.
just giving him a germ.
And now I think Bjorn really wanted to shuffle. I mean, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, right?
Yeah.
Deze neem ik aan.
Do we have any sweepers in Bjorn's deck besides Pernicious Deep, which probably came in after sideboarding?
Technically, Plague Engineer.
Right. Yeah. But
Technically.
that does deal with just the Flicker Wisp.
Yeah. I mean, it does Death Touch, which matters against everything except the Batter Skull. And no real board wipes outside of Pernicious Deed.
Oh.
I think Bjorn would need Deed into... No, he just needs an Edict, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He already used his
He
Mystic
already
Sanctuary.
Played one, and there's 2 in his main deck. And none in the sideboard, so... Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it has to be the last Shieldred's Edict to keep him alive here.
I guess so.
Which is crazy, because Mark was at 10 at some point, Bjorn was at 22, he was feeling
this
blue.
is how these games go.
And we were talking about Beans possibly being able to grind better, but maybe the cards you grind as the Bean deck are just not relevant enough?
It looks that way.
Like, I'm looking at this. Oh, he did bring in the Leovold. I'm looking at this and I'm like, if only Bjorn was playing white, there'd be so much he could do here. The white splash would be so good.
White is pretty good control color.
Another murky. Oh,
Does he remember to throw the first one, no?
well, we're about to find out. We see one dice. We see one dice.
Doesn't look like it. But there's Pernicious Deed.
Yeah, that helps. But we still get the Cauldron coming in because it's indestructible.
True. Yes.
The,
Does he have any way to deal with that?
oh,
at
you
all?
remembered.
What? Oh,
He remembered,
Right. Hey,
yeah.
cool. Sweet.
Yeah, again, it's just he has one way to get rid of a Cauldron, and it's Shieldred's Edict, which he still has one
that's
of.
just one. Yeah.
And he's drawn a couple cards now. He resolved the Ponder. Like the Pernicious Deed next turn is at least going to be able to clear the board, but I think it's already too late. I think Bjorn is just not fast enough here. Because again, he's already at 6. This Batter Skull is going to make sure that even attacking through the air, he's not going to be fast enough.
Yeah.
definitely not gonna be
That
fast enough
is-
now.
Wow. That's a lethal attack, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, he has to jump here.
Oh my god. Yeah.
This is just.
Ja, hij gaat van damage volgens mij over.
Oh yeah, they're discussing about how Cauldron works. So the way Cauldron works is if it
Right. yeah.
dies in combat, it doesn't get exiled. Which
Helm of Cauldron.
yeah, because originally you just had the 3 pieces that combine
Yeah.
and make Cauldron,
Yeah.
and then they completed it because everything had to be completed at some point or another.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it was too late for our boy Deck to be completed.
Yeah. Yeah, he went out to get donuts. Rest in peace. I don't know, got donuts on my mind. Don't know. Don't know
These
why.
nuts. Yeah. Donuts on your mind. Yeah. That's Okay. Do we have anything? There's no draw spells. Oh, there's still this orange run. So, what do you do here? I mean, jumping the skull is
Oh, man,
bad.
the damn Cauldron, man. Everything has indestructible. That's just. It's just
Yep.
so much ass.
Very, very good card.
Voor me had geworden.
Yeah.
Still no idea what happened there, but you know.
Brain fart.
Yeah. But like, if there was a tough circle anywhere, yeah, you could have just still taken the next turn.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So there was not a.
It was a brain fart.
Yeah, I must say. Oh, Bjorn is attacking.
I didn't put it in the right place in the pile.
Huh.
Yeah, I could have.
Okay, has he given up?
One was the pile, but
I don't know.
Yeah, because the Cauldron also has trample, so.
Not attacking after all.
I think he's just dead on board. Even
I
if
think so too.
even if he doesn't attack, because the Murktide is 8, the Cauldron is 9.
We're going for the ransom here. Cool stuff.
Yeah, just a final ransom, maybe try and
Ransom into Children's Edict might work.
it's just if he doesn't see the edict, just take the face down
Snap,
pile.
Draw the other pile, yes. I think there's Force of Will, a land.
Oh yeah, this makes the this makes the Murky legendary as well.
Oh wow. Oh, there is an edict.
Then the other game I doubled.
There is a Children's Edict, and I think 2 Bowmasters. But now, Mark could just bounce the Murktide and attack anyway. Yeah, I mean, Bjorn can get rid of the germ, but he cannot get rid of the rest of the board, so I think he's dead anyway. That is, if Mark knows about the legendary thing.
I
Or
think.
oh
Oh yeah, I think the face down card is an edict.
yeah.
I think Bjorn played this perfectly.
You have to choose the place down card and I hope it's good enough and not get duped. Oh, and now he doesn't go for the face down card. Yeah.
Oh, this is so close. This game is. I mean, Bjorn is still like up shit creek so bad. Yeah, no,
Yeah, there we go.
He
She's
isn't able to
running on
do
the
it.
wall and just extends the hand. Yeah. So that was round number 4 already. Do we already have 4 rounds? Wow. Time flies when you're having fun, I suppose. Let me check out standings. I cannot get them up the screen because I do not have access to the screen thing, the casting software. Standings are updated until round number 2 because there were some parallel plays in round number 4 and round number 5, I think. Or it's just my.
Yeah, I mean, I think a couple people started round 4 early, but they've been waiting for matches to
Yeah,
catch up. So
I still have. I do have round number 3 standings, but we already posted these.
I think with a quick refresh, yeah, I think we're about to go into round 5.
That's cool.
I think this is a good opportunity for us to catch our breath, maybe take a bio break. Everyone, thank you for watching. We have round 5 out of 7 starting in a moment. Our players are playing for not just the glory of being Haarlem's best player, but also a European Legacy Masters qualifier for next year. So we got 3 more rounds. Everyone, thank you for watching, and we'll be right back.
Yeah. See you soon.